Havana will be 500 years old next year. I have been coming here for 30 years, and while I have experienced just a small part of the city's history, it has had an outsized impact on my life. I fell hopelessly in love on the spot, hooked by its open-hearted people and weathered beauty. No one looks you more in the eyes than the Habaneros. It is the city of stairs, of sincerity and of kindness. Come here to be mesmerized by the eclectic architecture, with a surprise around every corner, to sway to the Cuban rhythms in surround sound as you stroll, to be inspired by cutting-edge contemporary art, and to taste the creative cuisine of the next gastronomic capital of the world. And whatever you do, explore beyond the borders of beautiful Habana via Old Havana, to discover the city's distinct neighborhoods. Malecon 663 opened last year. Havana's most striking boutique hotel is the brainchild of Sandra Expositu and her husband Orlandito Mengual. It has 4 guest rooms, each by a different local designer and in different styles: retro, eclectic, art deco, vintage 1950s and contemporary. There is a cocktail and tapas bar on the ground floor, as well as a shop selling artisanal soaps and one-off jewelry. The roof terrace has great views of the Malecon, Havana's famous promenade, doubles from £135 BB. Malecon663.com. Niels Reyes is one of the most exciting artists on the roaring Cuban art scene, prized by collectors from New York to Beijing. Up close, his large-scale portraits look abstract, but from further away they speak volumes about the human condition. After graduating from Havana's Instituto Superior de Arte in 2006, Reyes was soon exhibiting around the world. He is represented in Cuba by Galeria Artists 718 Avenida 7, Corner Calle 18, Miramar and Collage Habana San Rafael 103, between Consulado and Industria, Centro Habana. Niels Reyes is on Facebook. Nazdarovi is a Soviet-style paladar, privately owned restaurant set up in 2004 by Gregory Biniofsky, a Slavo-Canadian lawyer who had lived in Cuba for 2 decades, and wanted to bring a flavor of the motherland to thousands of Soviet expats. Russian and Ukrainian chefs cook favorites from £5 such as borscht with smetana sour cream, savory varenikis dumplings, chicken Kiev, traditional beef stroganoff, and Russian black bread. They also make cocktails such as black or white Russians with stolichnaya putinka vodka. Customers include ambassadors from former Soviet republics, and the place is decorated with old propaganda posters and huge matryoshka dolls. There's also memorabilia from some of the many Cubans who stew in the USSR. The CCCP hockey shirt by the bar is my donation from 10 years in Moscow. Malecon 25, second floor, between Paseo del Prado and Castle, Centro Habana. Open daily noon-midnight. Nazdarovi-Havana.com. El Bosque de la Habana. El Bosque, the forest between the neighborhoods of Vedado and Miramar, is often called the lungs of Havana, where 300-year-old banyan, carob and yagi trees are draped in vines that make them look like green monsters. It was laid out in the 1930s by French landscape architect Jean-Claude Nicolas Forestier, designer of the Eiffel Tower's Champs de Mars Gardens, as a fusion of nature, architecture and city. After the 1959 revolution, it was expanded to include Parque Almendez, with its playground, pony rides, mini-golf, lake and amphitheater for marionette shows. This is where a new generation of habaneros come for bike rides along the Almendez River or to barbecue and party. Bellevue Art Café. Every last detail of Bellevue Art Café is carefully thought out, from the world globes over the bar to the photographs by German photographer Sven Kreutzmann, who has lived in Havana for nearly 30 years and is married to owner Clara Vélez. Sit on the sleek 1957 Bel Air sofa or one of the padded Thona chairs and order one of the house specialities around £3, such as pulled pork crepe, sweet potato fries with tzatziki or spaghetti amatriciana. For dessert, there are brownies with ice cream or a crepe with banana and chocolate cream. On Saturdays, it sells homemade bread including black, sourdough, ciabatta, brioche and challah, as well as croissants and other pastries. Calais 6412, Corner 19, Vedado, Close Mon La Esquina.com. Salchipizza. Chef Alberto Gonzalez. In the 19th century, Havana's population spread west from the old city into what is now known as Centro Habana. Gritty and raw feeling, this densely populated working-class area is the perfect place to experience everyday life in the capital. Michelin-starred chef Alberto Gonzalez, who spent 14 years as a chef in Italy and Stuart El Bulli in Spain, set up his shop and community project bakery here in 2014. At Salchipizza, Gonzalez encourages everyone to taste his breads made with quality ingredients, including seeds, grains and flours he brings back from trips abroad. He also bakes gluten-free loaves £1.80 and whole wheat sourdough made with an 80-year-old starter. Banana bread and dreamy coffee cake are sold by the slice. Look out for the photographs of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X and Barack Obama at the entrance, Calle and Fanta 562, between Val and Zapata, Centro Havana, Tuesday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Facebook, Tocamadera Enrique Suarez leads Cuba's new food movement, and his latest venture, Tocamadera Touchwood, is the talk of the town. Suarez traveled the world to learn his trade, but has returned to his Cuban comfort food roots to serve traditional food with modern flavors. His menu changes depending on the availability of produce, and many ingredients are sourced from Fernando Funes Organic Farm 12 miles west of Havana. His hamburgers cost £3, but fancier dishes such as truffle risotto, torched tuna with capers and black olives, penne with chicken and truffle salsa, or avocado and shrimp salad start at about £9. For dessert, there is mango tart tatin with vanilla ice cream, Calle 38,118, between Avenida 1 and 3 Miramar, Tuesday to Saturday lunch and dinner, and sun brunch. On Facebook, Fábrica de Arte Cubano in a former cooking oil plant near the banks of the Almendez, Fábrica de Arte Cubano FAC is still the hippest place in Havana. There's always a queue around the block to get into this extraordinary venue, part cultural center, part night spot. Imagine Bauhaus mixed with a hot avant-garde Caribbean vibe in a number of galleries and performance spaces. It's so big you can get lost in its multimedia labyrinth. Lounge, chill, think, drink, eat, meet people, shop, dance, catch a film, a concert, or enjoy ever-changing art exhibitions. A clever way to avoid the inevitable queue is to book a table at its new Tierra restaurant, in former shipping containers, whose globe-trotting menu might include salmorejo tomato and bread soup from Andalusia, shrimp moqueca, a Brazilian-inspired seafood stew, and South American steak with mustard and fries, around £40 for two. The interior has a comfortable country kitchen atmosphere, but outside there's an AstroTurf patio with bar. Fac.cu, Calle 26, corner 11 Vedado, Thursday to Sunday 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. Entry £2.25. To book it, Tierra Essential, ring 535-565-2621. El Café. Photograph, Heidi Hollinger. After 6 years working in restaurants and cafes in London, Nelson Rodriguez Tamayo returned to Havana to open El Café. It's in a beautiful Spanish colonial building that took 8 months to renovate, and is the place to go for everything fresh and local. Coffee beans from Café O'Reilly, a Havana institution, freshly squeezed guava, pineapple, carrot or beetroot juice, and breakfasts of fried eggs, tomato, avocado and bacon, around £3. For lunch, there are veggie sandwiches pictured with homemade hummus, avocado, red pepper, kale and grilled aubergine on homemade sourdough bread, or the pulled pork sandwich with yucca and orange marmalade sauce from £3.75. It also does one of the best mojitos in Havana at £2.25, Amargura 358, between Aguacate and Villegas in Habana Vieja. On Facebook, open daily 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Café Teatro Bertolt Brecht. All the great Cuban musicians play at Café Teatro Bertolt Brecht, from Telma Pictured, Cuba's premier female hip-hop artist, to Interactivo, who play Afro-Cuban jazz fusion every Wednesday night. Formerly the Jewish Community Center, this intimate basement venue now hosts live music throughout the week. There is a cool bar at the back of the 1950s modernist structure with a Star of David on the facade and elegant front doors covered in Semitic symbols, as well as a small outdoor cafe on the second-floor terrace, where local actors and artists congregate for coffee in the afternoon before rehearsal. Calle 13, between I and J, Vedado. On Facebook, entrance fee around £3.70. Heidi Hollinger is the author of 300 Reasons to Love Havana. Getting there, Virgin Atlantic flies from Gatwick to Havana from £516, KLM from Heathrow via Amsterdam from £498. Best views: buy a day pass to the spa at Havana's Grand Hotel Manzana Kempinski and spend the day at the rooftop infinity pool and bar with a 360 view of the Capitolio, Gran Teatro, Parque Central, Museo de Bellas Artes and the Bacardi building. Climate: June is the hottest month, with average highs of 31 C. August-October is hurricane. Winter months are still hot and sunny by European standards. What's on Joe Jazz Havana 14–21 November features up-and-coming musicians on the Cuban scene. The internationally renowned Havana Jazz Festival is on 13–21 January 2019. Exchange rate: 1 cook equals 74 pence, beer 0.5 L, about £1.10.